This is Mark Bell from SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West, answering more questions for the Power Project. And as always, all these videos are brought to you by thepowermagazine.com and howmuchyoubench.net. I'm just trying to recover from a lot of carbs on Father's Day and getting my day started. And here we go. Stephen off of YouTube asked a question about whether you can do max effort work and dynamic effort work in the same day. And the way he states it is, he says, can you do 3 to 5 sets of heavy deadlifts followed by some speed pulls against bands? And I would advise against that. And here's why. 3 to 5 heavy sets of deadlifts are going to leave you dead. Deadlifts are called deadlifts for a reason, and they just kill you until you die from it. They tend to zap you out. You guys have probably noticed this. If your max is 405 and you squeak out a 410 deadlift for the day, it's hard to go back down and weight even all the way down to 315 and manage like 3 sets of 5. The reason is just that the deadlift just requires a lot. It takes a lot, and it can take a lot out of you. Some people can deadlift more often than others, and usually those people are kind of built for deadlifting, and they can just handle it more. For some reason, it's just less taxing on them overall. Just like individuals with long arms can only handle so much bench pressing before they end up with shoulder injuries. A lot of people that I've run into over the years that have shoulder injuries, more often than not, you kind of see that they have longer limbs than your average bear, so to speak. So I would advise against that. However, in the book Super Training, and it's been practiced before with some success, and it doesn't work as good as you'd think either, though. So it's a little bit strange in that sense. You would think that if you went heavier before your dynamic effort work, it would almost make sense that you could produce more force. And there's been studies to show that you actually can produce more force. However, studies are only studies, and they're done in laboratories, and they're not done in the gym. And from experience and from seeing Louis Simmons try some of these methods, having tried some of these methods myself, it's just not practical for some reason. The reasons why, I'm not 100% sure. I think that, I hate to talk about the central nervous system, but I think that your body can only handle so many different things in one day. So you kind of think of it in those terms. Like if you were to do a bunch of plyo jumps before your dynamic effort squatting or something like that, that could be done if you're conditioned. But that would definitely be it for the day. You wouldn't be able to do shit else except for some assistance work. After that, you wouldn't be able to work up or do much else. You'd be pretty shot. And especially in the case of something like plyometric work, it can be very demanding. You have to also realize, too, that max effort work and dynamic effort work, they're really after similar things. You're trying to produce as much force as you possibly can when you're doing that dynamic effort work, and just by default, when you move those big weights, you're going to have to produce a lot of force as well. So just kind of realize that in the end, they end up being very similar things. You're just trying to trick your body, trickery, as Donnie Thompson calls it. You're trying to trick your body into doing these certain activities, but really it's a lot of times it's almost the same thing, just done in a different way. So if you wanted to actually do max effort work and dynamic effort work in the same day, it can kind of be done in the same way, but you'd have to get in and out of your max effort work quicker, 15-20 minutes. Again, max effort work, you only want to do 1 set. You wrote in your thing 3 to 5, and that's not max effort work. Max effort work is done for 1 set, and it's done for 1 rep. 1 set of 1, that's it. Obviously, there's warm-up in there. You'd be a fool not to do your warm-ups. But it's 1 set of 1. It's 1 all-out set of 1 rep. So you'd want to get to that weight quickly and efficiently with a warm-up still in there. And then after that, if you wanted to hit up some dynamic effort work and lighten the load, you could. Again, the practical from the practical sense, I haven't seen it be that great. It tends to actually just, it feels quite awkward, like because you're trying to produce as much force as you possibly can with that with those heavy sets as well. When you go to do the speed work, you just don't have the oomph that you need to, and vice versa. But if you do speed work first, a lot of times it can act as a warm-up, so that might be something to consider. A lot of it has to do with efficiency too, like if you can move a weight really well with good form, odds of you having some more left in the tank for some other type of work afterwards are going to be greater. So if you're doing these two-part lifts, when you go to squat or you go to pull, your butt shoots up first, and you're just using all lower back. You're going to be able to handle less sets that way, less overall work that way, than if you were dialed in, if you had your form real good. So those are all things to consider. And now we got some stuff for the cliffhanger. We got last time. I'm starting to leave you guys with like legitimate homework, which is kind of cool, I think. Smelly 101. The cliffhanger from last time was starting to lose my mind here. It was about ligaments and thickening of the ligaments and tendons, and how do you go about. My head looks kind of weird, doesn't it? I mean, I'll just be honest with you. Like, it's pretty wrinkly for one. It's pretty fat overall. And then it's just like pointy and weird and round. I don't know what's going on. I shaved it and that didn't help. Maybe I need to put an ice pack on it or something. Anyway, how do you strengthen ligaments and tendons? And this was from an article by Louis Simmons. How do you strengthen ligaments and tendons, and of what importance is it? Many of you got this question right. You said it's done with ultra high reps. Louis recommends even going upwards of around 200 total reps with things like leg curls. He does leg curls with ankle weights. Him and some of his athletes do it. Laura Phelps is a proponent of it, I know that. And do these ultra high reps, and the importance of thickening ligaments and tendons, as some of you mentioned, is injury prevention. Also, though, on top of that, what some of you left out is that by strengthening and thickening the ligaments and tendons, you can help decrease some of the eccentric loading that your body goes under. And to me, that's pretty awesome, because if you can decrease some of that eccentric loading, some of that punishment that your body goes under, you're also going to save yourself not only from injuries, but you're also overall going to make yourself more explosive. Absorbing eccentric weights is extremely important. That's exactly what my slingshot does. That's exactly what squat suits do. A lot of the powerlifting gear, especially the stiffer gear, the canvas suits and stuff like that, studies have shown, there hasn't been enough of them done, but some studies have shown that some of these suits and stuff really seem to help you more so with the eccentric than anything else. And then on top, from there, you're keeping your body in proper alignment. It assisted you through the eccentric, and because you're in good position, you can now rocket yourself back up. But some of these stiff suits, they don't have the elastic properties of a slingshot, where the slingshot is kind of propelling you through the concentric as well. Some of the suits do. Some of the polyester ones may help shoot you back upward a little bit as well. Anyway, some more research needs to be done in that area, that's for sure. I'll leave you with another cliffhanger question. Whose total did Ed Coan beat when he got his when he broke the all-time total record regardless of body weight? Who's geez, man, this dump truck is flying. Almost smacked right into me, and I'm parked. I swear I'm parked. Everyone always thinks I'm driving, but a couple times I've been driving. But yeah, whose record did Ed Coan beat, and what was his total? And what was the breakdown of those numbers? Give it all to me. I know you can find it. It should be pretty easy to find. It's Ed Coan, the legend, the greatest of all time. Whose record did he beat? And that is it from supertraining.tv. Later.